Welcome to day 2 of the Miracle Mindset Invitation. I am so happy to be here with my beautiful sisters, Eleanor Hayward, Christy Holt, and Erica Aguilar. And I'm Elvira Hopper. I am the founder of the Love Your Vibe Transformation. And I am so honored that I get to do life with these amazing. I am so honored that you have joined us and that you're going to be learning how you can be a miracle magnet, especially important over the holidays. So, what we're going to talk about today is some teachings and tools for my unique modality that Eleanor Hayward and Jennifer Hawkins turned into a beautiful 6-month program and made it even better. And we're going to talk about some of the teachings that were gifted to me that helped me at my rock bottom, that helped me go from crap magnet to miracle magnet, depression, anxiety, panic attacks, bipolar, marriage on the skids, to the life of my dreams today. And I was told it isn't just for me, it's for me to share with the world. Yay! So now you're here and you're going to be learning about some of these beautiful tools that are in our toolbox, or as we call it, Miracle Mix. We'll talk more about that later. The Miracle Magnet movement states all modalities matter. So whatever modalities help you is what you need to do. And there's over 8 billion people on the planet. There's over 8 billion ways to love your vibe and be a miracle magnet. You get to choose. So these are tools that are in my toolbox, and I know they're in all these other beautiful ladies' toolbox, and they might want to make their way into your toolbox too. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Angels of Evolution, which we were supposed to be talking about yesterday, but didn't really get into too much, which is, yes, in your playbook, this beautiful playbook that the ladies created. Gorgeous, gorgeous playbook. Mine's not in color. I know yours is, Erica, so maybe you can share yours. But we talked about the whole idea of going from crap magnet zone to miracle magnet zone. So when you live inauthentically, when you live out of alignment, like I did for so many years, right? I was a crap magnet trying to please my dad, chose 2 careers that weren't who I was. I lived down here. I was a crap magnet. And then when I had my breakdown and breakthrough, I live up here consistently, right? It's not to say life is perfect. Bless you, Eleanor. It's not to say life is perfect, but it's to say that when life goes off the rails, we have some beautiful teachings and tools to get us back on, right? And that's what this work is about, this beautiful inner work for heart-centered humans that these amazing women facilitate. And when you do it in community, it's so much easier than doing it by yourself, So yesterday we talked about my story of the people that were my biggest angels of evolution, the guy that bullied me at work, the gal that bullied me socially. And yet I was blaming them and shaming them and making them wrong for 2 years. But when these things are happening, for you, by the way, things don't happen to you in our world, they happen for you. So these 2 people bullying me and hating me and shaming me and making me a laughing stock in 2 different areas of my life. Who's the common denominator? Me. So that's when I realized, oh my God, you brought this on with your vibration. You can undo it with your vibration. I know, Christy, you spoke to this yesterday as well when you had your big aha. And so that is the idea, is to get radically self-aware and radically responsible. And when I realized that I was the common denominator, I I was given the vision, tear the kick me sign off your back. So that's what I did. I tore it off. And you know what? Those 2 people, they stopped bullying me. You know why? Because I stopped bullying myself. And that was the key. When we shift our vibration from crap magnet to miracle magnet, and we love ourselves, we honor ourselves, and we see that everybody in our life that's pushing our buttons, and this is really important, kids, really pay attention to this. Everybody that's pushing our buttons and hating us and shaming us or humiliating us, they can actually be our biggest angels of evolution. They force us to evolve. They allow us to become more us so that we can make the difference we were brought here to make. So I am thrilled that you guys are getting these teachings and tools. And I am just so honored that you're here. And I want to give a shout out to Team Love Your Vibe in the chat, my amazing team that's not up here on stage with me. They are incredible people. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. And yeah, so that's Angels of Evolution in a nutshell. So I'm going to move on to the next day, which is day 2 today. And it's called Powerful Boundaries for Authentic Living. Okay, so this was a teaching that was gifted to me 2 years after I got Love Your Vibe. And what happened is I had a cousin that was bullying me virtually my whole life. Well, you know why she was bullying me? I was bullyable. Okay. I had a kick me sign on my back, and my cousin bullied me. Well, when I got this amazing teaching gifted to me, she stopped bullying me. And it's a great story, and I'd love Jennifer actually to put it in the chat, how you can get access to this full teaching. I teach it free on my website, alvirahopper.com. It's called The 4 Circles of Personal Power, or Alvira's free gift, and I'd love you to check it out, because you can get the whole background on this, and it's no more than about 11 minutes to learn. And what you can do is you can learn how to love people safely from a distance. Okay, so this is the far outer circle up here, and how I describe it is that when we put people there, far outer circle, we can falk them with love and light. Okay, never scorn and shame, but with love and light. And we are able to keep the people in our inner circle that belong there, right? Everybody on my team is in my inner circle, because I know that they are there for me. They love me. They value me. I feel safer than virtually any community I've ever been in with them. I feel seen. When I'm doing something great, they elevate me more than I elevate myself. I feel celebrated again when I'm doing something good, like winning awards and whatever, they're celebrating me, and I feel supported. If I'm in a dark place, they are there for me, right? So that's why this work is so beautiful in the right community, not just any community, the right community. So I want to just highlight this beautiful teaching, and invite you to see that there's a star in the middle of this chart, and the star is who? Is you. You are the star in your own inner circle. Oh my God, I just want to cry. I get chills when I say that. You need to see yourself as the star in your life, and only keep people close that deserve to be there. The rest can be loved from a safe distance. And I'm just going to drop it there. You can learn about the other circles if you want by checking out my free gift. But that's what I want to share about Angels of Evolution that can be loved from a safe distance. I love my cousin from a safe distance. We have a great relationship. You know, if she ever decides to come to me and say, hey, you know what, I was wrong all those years bullying you, and, you know, being a religious zealot, wanting you to have more crosses in your house, I realize how wrong I was. Well, you know what can happen? I can bring her back into my inner circle. For now, she's not. But if I ever decided to, because she showed me she's worthy of being in my inner circle, I can bring her back. So this is not one and done. This can be flexible, right? You need to know, you know, energetically who deserves to be in here with you, and who can be loved from a safe distance. So I'm gonna pass it over to Eleanor now. So Eleanor, please share with us what Angels of Evolution mean to you, how they've helped you, and the 4 Circles of Personal Power.
Thank you so much, Alvira. I am so grateful to be here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Team LYV down below. Yesterday, I wanted to jump in and say, like, I was just so appreciative of Christy and Erica and Alvira sharing their appreciation. So one of the major teachings and tools to go from crap magnet to miracle magnet is the attitude of gratitude. That has been huge in my life, and it helps me with my anxiety. As an example, anxiety is where I feel in crap magnet, but the more I cultivate gratitude, it's not a switch I flip, it's a practice, an intention in my body to expand my heart space, and it makes life easier, as one example. So 4 Circles of Personal Power is a signature tool by Elvira, and it was just so pivotal for me, because boundaries isn't something that we're taught in this culture. Our colonized culture is, you are conditioned to be exploited. People, like human nature, we just take advantage of each other until we can recognize the dynamics of the power struggle, and learning to become power with. And it happens to be like, so when I realized that I need to feel safer, seen, celebrated, and supported in my own body first, then I stopped expecting other people to treat me that way. And that was pivotal for me, because She may or may not be watching. My sister, hi Anne, like it's close and up close for me lately because we had a very tumultuous relationship and there was a power over to power struggle between us. And I was just like, okay, this doesn't feel good to me anymore. And I put her in my far outer circle with love and light. And it just, it shifted the dynamics that I could see those expectations that I had in somebody else as well. And that was empowering. But that's like, what does dynamics, like, what does a boundary mean? It's like, well, what do you share with somebody? It's your time, it's your money, it's your body, it's your dreams and your hopes and your goals. It's, do you feel safer, seen, celebrated, and supported with these people? But I had to acknowledge that I didn't feel safer, seen, celebrated, and supported in my own skin. I had to love my vibe first. And I'm so grateful that she extended an olive branch and that we actually had a really good conversation over the weekend. And we're more friendly, have more respect for each other and more understanding of where we're at because we've been doing our own work since we spoke last. And that's the thing, you can't expect other people to do their inner work. All you can do is to love people, but you have, it's been a struggle between what's loyalty and what's a healthy boundary. And that it is a trial, it's trial and error. This is, again, it's not a switch you flip, it's a practice. So I hope that's of service to people, because angels of evolution, like when our nervous system gets activated, because we just want to be safe. It's a preservation self-defense mechanism in our system, but we tend to like, you're pushing my buttons, you're making me uncomfortable, it's your fault. But really, it's more often than not, it's our nervous system responding to what had happened before. It's not really a present oriented emotion, it's a reaction rather than a logical processing of this person is not a threat to me in this moment, at least not the way that I'm overreacting to it. So then in the question is, can you see anybody in your life that you might need to put in your far outer circle? That this is somebody that might take little bits out of you, that they're, and I mean, it's challenging. I love Jennifer's perspective on this teaching and tool, because it's like, well, somebody lives with me. Like, what does a boundary mean? It's like, you're in my front door. What does that mean? And it just means that you are more present and more aware that you can make a choice about how you respond. And so to love yourself and to cultivate that was very powerful. So I can toss this. So yeah, so in crap magnet zone, again, there's not really boundaries. Like, this is just where I just show up and expect, and I'm learning about codependency more. And it's like, if you have a low lack of self-esteem or a low self-worth, because if you have embodied shame, because again, that's just the way we're cultivated in this culture, is that it's just, again, because we can be taken advantage of when we don't feel worthy of standing up for ourselves. So then it's like, then we tend to overgive. This is when but at the same time, this is when we cannot give enough. And I think that's how I was showing up in my relationship with my sister. I was taking advantage of her to a degree as well, because we take advantage of others. If we treat others as we see ourselves, it is just so fascinating. So now I can show up and feel more empowered. I feel more embodied in love. And I've evolved as a human being and can see and reflect on my behavior and take radical responsibility for it rather than keep pointing fingers. So thank you so much. I am so grateful that everybody is here, and we've had some feedback that people can't see us on Facebook Live. So we're hoping the tech gods are with us today. And I love you. Thank you. Happy holidays. I will pass it to Christy.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback a little bit on what Eleanor mentioned and what Elvira mentioned here. One, I want to say that your triggers, which I don't even like the word because it's not a good word, because it actually outsources the problem. And the truth is, like we talked about, that common denominator, that's me. These are my buttons, my buttons, my responsibility. And so that's how we can shift from reacting to responding, by taking responsibility for what is ours, right? And then boundaries can help us to stop taking responsibility a bit for what is not ours. So to differentiate there. And I also want to add in here too, that angels of evolution, people that push your buttons, might be in your inner circle with a purpose. That might be your spouse. They might get on your nerves. It might be children. And so in some certain circumstances, we have to recognize that sometimes our angels of evolution are positive forces in our lives too, and push us in ways that are not negative. They're not necessarily triggering us in that way or activating us in that way, but they are really activating us to our next level. And so sometimes those angels of evolution can be just a real gift that help us to really shine in our own wholeness. And just like reflecting back on my experience, I have so many angels of evolution in my world. You know, my ex is absolutely one of them, because I was such an anxious person, and maybe that was partially the circumstances there, but I've learned so much about myself through the process of choosing me and starting to set boundaries that helped me to take care of myself. And in that way, boundaries are a form of self-care, and an especially important form of self-care at this time of year with the holidays. There are so many expectations and things that we quote unquote should do, but invitation to stop shoulding on yourself. Start setting healthy boundaries and start caring for yourself, because no one can pour from an empty cup, right? The boundaries aren't about blocking people out or setting up walls. That's not the intention, although that may sometimes be the outcome depending on other people's response. The intention really is an invitation into deeper connection with you. This is showing other people how to love you, how to care for you, how to treat you with the respect and love and honor that you deserve. And just as Eleanor said, the starts within. And so, first of all, we can start by setting boundaries even within ourselves. That's really powerful too. And when we can get into that right relationship with ourselves, then it starts to flow outward and create magic in our relationships and our external circumstances. It's an as within, so without sort of situation. And when it comes to the holidays, this is meant to be a time of connection and joy and peace. And yet, so many of us are running around, especially the moms out there. I see you all. You're up late wrapping presents and buying all the Christmas gifts and buying all the groceries and planning the big meals and the get togethers. And it has to be all perfect and just so. I've been there, I've done that. And this year, I'm taking a bit of a different approach to that, with more boundaries, more creating my own traditions, and a little bit more just love and self-care to rest so that I can be at my best when it is time to show up and do the things that really matter with my family, with my friends, and with other people around me. So, invitation to just, look inward, give yourself a little extra love and nurturing as we head into this holiday season. And those things, they might seem really small. They might seem selfish, because that's the conditioning that we've alluded to earlier in the conversation. But the truth is, you're better able to give, and that's not your only purpose. But we care for ourselves because then we can give to those that we love, so that we can maintain those connections and those relationships. And so if we take care of ourselves first, we're just that much better able to show up in the ways that we truly want to. This is living in our miracle magnet zone, right? Showing up as our whole self, bringing our unique, authentic expression to the world. It does require a little courage, but it's absolutely worth it. So thank you all for joining us. And I am also wishing you all an incredibly happy holiday. Whatever you're celebrating, may it be full of love and peace and joy and magic. I'm going to throw it over to Erica now so she can wrap us up a little bit.
Oh, I love all of that. I really, really love it. And I will say, when it comes to boundaries, when it comes to healthy boundaries, there is one thing that I have been noticing lately. That definition of how we see boundaries, that's what I was before, and knowing what healthy boundaries looks like for me. And when we are building walls and we're putting people outside of our space, but I'm still energetically thinking about it, it still have an effect. How healthy could that be? And this is why we come with approaching people, seeing people with love and compassion. That is not about hate. It is not about like building walls. This is just recognizing and knowing. The most important is not who is out, but the most important is who deserve and who really make us feel safer, seen, celebrated, and supported. That's what they are in. So again, for me, the inner circle, a lot of the time I'm in a dance by myself. And it's just fun. And it's okay with the ones that authentically love me and love them and they make me feel at my best. So then when it comes for me, when it comes to Father Art Circle, as you will see, let me just grab the nice pink paper. So for me, it's simply relationships that might be some opportunity for healing, might be some opportunity just to know that they are there. And maybe at a time in my life, for whatever reason, they were much closer to me. There was people that I was attracting in my life, because don't forget, where we are is what we become, and what we will attract. This is what we are, right? So if we want to go from one side to the other side, what is the way I'm attracting? Why and how did I end up being such a close friend to so-and-so? Is it because I was that person? Just like Christy was saying, it starts with us. This is all us. This is the three fingers. It's not where they are, it's where I am. But it's okay, because those are the type of lessons that they are going to show us that we are evolving, that we are going towards the greater, where we wanted to be in life. So I really definitely love this. The Angels of Evolution, that's another one too that I love, just what she said, what Christy had mentioned. And it's people who are activating us to our next level. And it might feel uncomfortable sometimes, but then if we see a little bit deeper, is the message coming with love and compassion towards me? Or is the message coming with simply scorning, criticism, with nothing good with it? Then we are going to be able, how am I able to differentiate? How am I able to discern what message I'm receiving from people that they are in my space? Is because I know where I am. Because I can feel that I am being attacked if I am not in a good place for myself first. So then, even if the message will be sent with love and compassion, if I am not a person who is ready to receive that, I am not going to see that coming to me. So this is why I find that it's from all the teachings and all the tools that we have in the Love Your Vibe transformation program, we just go, it's almost like a one step, it takes you to the next one and the next one. And before we know, 6 months later, we discover that if we look back 6 months behind us, it's like, wow, it really works. It's just trust in the process. But to be able to have these conversations and seeing from this point of view, for me, is like, how didn't I see that before? I thought I knew everything that I needed to know in terms of personal development. I thought I knew everything that I needed to know to lead a team. I thought I knew everything that I needed to know to be raising my kids. I'm like, was I screwing everybody up around me? But you know what? Now they get a better version of myself. That's all. So, thank you so much. And just a reminder, if you still don't have your copy of the playbook, it's not late. It's linked at the top of the event. And also there is a little fun work to do. So if you want to participate and submit your feedback with us, I know that we're going to be keeping talking about this, then you have access to a sacred solution, and you have access as well to the discounted 10% discount for the 6 months program. So I'm just going to pass it back to Elvira. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, that was so beautiful, Erica. Oh my God. I could just listen to you all day. Like you're so much wisdom. Just how much wisdom is flowing out of these women? I mean, seriously, like give them your love below, please. Honestly, it's so beautiful. Like I know who you guys were at the beginning and I know who you are now. And my God, you were incredible humans at the beginning, but now it's just like you're flourishing and your families are flourishing and your businesses are flourishing. And it's just, oh, it just fills my heart. And I'm so, so grateful for this beautiful conversation. So grateful for all of you watching. If you're watching on replay, hit hashtag replay. Let us know you were here. Again, big shout out to Team Love Your Vibe. I read the comments yesterday and they were so present and we adore you so much. So yeah, I really want to say, join us in the MMZ if you're not already a member. Miracle Magnet Zone. It's a Facebook group. We meet once a month, the last Sunday of each month, for a sacred sound bath done by me. And actually, let me see if you can see my little set. Can you see my little setup there? Those are my bowls that I play the last Sunday of each month. And then we have a little community connection as well. So it really supports your sacred self-care, right? Christy spoke to the self-care piece. And so this is my give back because I can, right? I do charge for these events, but not to my team and my community in the MMZ zone. So it's just something that I get to do as a give back because I can. So please join us there. They're amazing sessions. People float out. If you've ever been to one, please put in the comments what it was like for you to be a part of that. And we also post really, I like to think they're very inspiring. Each of my team members posts different things on different days. They have topics. Eleanor does Thinking Thursday, for example, where she, just channels a message that she wants to share. Erica posts on Wednesday. By the way, Erica, you have to do today's. Christy posts on Tuesdays. And then we have some other mentors. By the way, if you're a mentor that posts, put your day of the week below, and so we can watch out for your beautiful post. So yeah, it's an amazing community. We're doing this inner work together. We're not alone. We've got each other. I honestly want to cry because I can't think of any community on the planet that's like this one. And honestly, if this speaks to you, you really have to look at this program for yourself. And then possibly you can facilitate it as well if it really resonates, because there's a lot of personal development out there. A lot of it is very in your face, toxic energy, and ours is not. Ours is a divine, feminine, gentle, rain soaks approach, but it really, really works. And it's simple. And when people get it, they pop, they transform, they evolve, and they get to their next level and their next level. And we do this in beautiful community where it's truly loving on each other, not judging, just loving. And that's rare, especially for mostly women. There's some men in our group as well. We love them, but it's mostly women. And women, they tend to be like, did you see what she wore? And, talk behind the back and all that bullshit that I lived through most of my life. But that's not what happens in this community. We have cultivated a culture in this community that is like nothing else. Like, ladies, seriously, like give me love below if you know what I'm talking about, because you're a part of the community as well and you know what I'm talking about. It's absolutely beautiful. It's breathtaking. So yay, thank you for the love, Christy. So I am super, super excited to wrap this up and say, please play along, get a free Sacred Solution sessions with one of the mentors. And what a Sacred Solution session does, say that 5 times fast, what it does is it helps you get more clarity on your purpose and why you're here and what is stopping you from getting where you want to really go. And so when you get clarity on that, then you can make a decision that's empowering, whether it's working with us, whether it's working with someone else, whether it's reading a book, whatever you're ready for is what you're ready for. And no one's pushing you any which way. We're just holding space for your highest and best. And that's what we love about what we do, is we're just setting up the ways to win. We're giving you tools and teachings that can support your personal evolution, journey. And we are here to support you in any way that we can. So I'm just going to wrap it up. We're right on time, which is so exciting. Say, come back tomorrow. We've got some amazing people we're going to bring up on stage with us that have been a part of this beautiful program, and they're going to talk about what their experience was like. And just so excited to chat with them. And we're going to wrap it up and let you see what's in this for you as well. So ask us anything, message us privately or put it in the chat, but we're here to serve in any way that we can. So have a beautiful rest of your day. And we shall see you tomorrow for day 3. Yay. All right. Bye, Eleanor, Christy, Erica. Thank you so much for joining.
Hi, everyone.
Bye.